Welcome to the Jedi Ranger. I'm JohnBray555, and today I'm continuing my series of MASH retro reviews with Season 3, Episode 23, White Gold. So this is going to be the penultimate episode of the third season of MASH. And the premise of the episode is that a medic snuck into the camp with some of his buddies in order to steal penicillin because they don't have enough. Meanwhile, Colonel Flagg arrives as well, and, well, he's also stealing penicillin after he lets the medic go and stages a fake breakout, which Hawkeye and Chopper saw right through that, by the way. Not Frank, but Hawkeye and Chopper did. So there's two people stealing penicillin for different reasons. The medic, initially known as Perkins, but later we found out his actual name is Johnson, is stealing penicillin in order to, do his job and, being a medic and treating guys on the field. And Henry resolves it by saying, hey, next time you need penicillin, just ask and we'll give you what extra we have. Meanwhile, Flagg is stealing penicillin to sell to the North Koreans in order to buy intel off of them. And that's just such a CIA thing to do. Except for, I'm surprised they would be just doing penicillin given some of the other things the CIA did in real life regarding drugs. Yeah, the CIA is not always the good guys. And there's a crazy line in here where Frank basically says that the only order the CIA can countermand is the president, and Flagg says give it time. And the thing is, I would believe that the CIA would have tried to do that at some point. Just because that is so within their nature. Granted, they technically couldn't operate on U.S. soil because that's actually the FBI's jurisdiction, not the CIA's. But then again, with the popular media representation image of the CIA, who actually cares about that stuff, that doesn't make as good of a drama, as good of a story, as good of a joke as they do in this episode. And speaking of jokes, in this episode, they give Flagg a false appendectomy in order to basically prevent him from I guess, letting Johnson reveal that he let Johnson go, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, okay, maybe a little bit of comeuppance for Flagg, but I don't know. I honestly don't know, and this is something that they did in a later episode where they played it totally differently, giving basically out-of-control officer a fake operation in order to get them out of action. This time, played as a joke, but in a later episode, once BJ's here, it's portrayed more as, yeah, they probably shouldn't have done that, or more likely, Hawkeye shouldn't do it because BJ didn't go along with it. But here, Chopper, Hawkeye, Frank, all on board. Well, did I say Frank or did I say Henry? I meant to say Henry, and Henry, on board, but probably doesn't know exactly what Hawkeye and Chopper are going to be doing. But overall, it is a fun episode, and there's one more thing before we finish that I do want to mention, is the sound design of this episode. So, this episode actually is filmed mostly on the studio sets, but I specifically want to talk about the audio design, the music choice, which is, this episode in my opinion has some of the most different music from every other episode of MASH. Literally, there's just almost like a comedic upbeat to it, literally there's when Flagg is basically preparing to ram himself into a upright footlocker to fake an injury, which is a real injury because he's doing it to create an injury, to fake having an injury. Okay, Flagg is crazy, remember that. It basically does a variation of a circus trapeze tune, which is okay, what's going on with the music of this episode? It's fun, mind you. I love it because it's so off from how MASH normally sounds, but it's just interesting that is something they did in this episode. But that's pretty much all I'm going to say about this episode, because I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always.